right?
back into
That's
the
very
conversation
rare.
because
Yeah.
we're talking about sustainability today, right? And firstly, how do you get to become a sustainable brand? I'm gonna rope in Sibu on this, and then later VG. How do you? Because when you in the boardrooms that the artists are not in. You're the one who pitches a Casper Nyovest to be a part of the campaign. You're the one who pitches a Pam to be an MC for something. So what qualities do we look for in all the work that we do? Do we call a Sibu, hey Sibu, this is what I do, please mention me next time? Or how do we better market our brand to ensure that we are in the rooms that you're in without physically being in there?
I think it's something we spoke about earlier around packaging yourself as the bridge or the vehicle to the audience. At the end of the day, brands don't want to work with brands that don't make sense to their brand. If I am a Liberty, I can't be working with someone who squanders money. I can work with someone who has made the mistake of squandering money but is now learning from it. Hence, we're able to sit on this panel today. So it is that what you stand for is what the brand, what you stand for should be what the brands you are trying to work with stand for as well. So if you're someone who is not a parent, then unless you have a way for a Nestam to make sense to what you speak about, then don't approach a Nestam to sponsor anything that you're working on. So it is really
What
about...
if you are planning to make kids?
That's
Plan.
If it's part of your plan.
I think what Sibu said earlier, what starts, and then the brands will come.
So it really is about, okay, fine, you're famous. So what? Okay, fine, you have 6 million followers. So what?
Yeah.
If the brands that you're targeting don't care about that, then don't play with them. Build assets that make sense to what they want as well. So if you're going to build a Fill Up F&B, a Fill Up the Dome, a Fill Up Orlando, a Fill Up series, you are saying to brands out there, I have the power to attract thousands and thousands and thousands of music lovers. So you as a brand...
I think it's hundreds and...
Hundreds. Okay, cool. And if you're a brand that wants to work in that space, if you're a brand that wants to speak to music lovers, if you're a brand that wants to speak to lifestyle lovers, then I'm the person to work with because I've proven to you that I can do it with or without you.
What you're speaking about is, sorry to cut you off, is proposals. I think that's another thing that you're getting into, which is something really important. People don't know that, like, you don't just sit there and like hope like I'm doing well on social media, I'm marketing my brand, I'm marketing my music, I'm showing them like I'm the man of the match. So now what? Do you get what I'm saying? But there's like a proposal to be put in place because you're talking about going to Nestum. So how do you go about, like, briefly going to the brands and saying, hey, this is what I'm about, please, like, let's align?
I will say one of the hardest things we found as an agency trying to find solutions for brands is getting a hold of people. If we can't find you, we can't work with you. So be reachable. If you're on social media, have a contact detail that is actually checked. If you put an email address there, check the email address, please. I am begging. Because that is often how we're able to connect with you. We don't know everybody. We don't have access to everybody. So the most immediate thing is to be findable. Secondly, package your ideas in a way that makes sense to the person you're trying to communicate to. So if you're saying that you want to have a concert, answer the questions: who, when, what, why, how. And if you're able to, the 4 W's and an H, if you're able to speak to that and communicate it articulately, it doesn't mean speak the biggest English, use the most hyperinflated words to describe what you're saying. As long as you're able to communicate those answers to the person you're trying to communicate to, it becomes a little bit easier for them to understand. And then thirdly, if you're trying to find the person, the brand manager of a Liberty, the brand manager of Coca-Cola, etc., a life hack that I learned from another friend was LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very, very interesting platform. Yes, but no one is trying to be spoken to about a deal when we're popping bottles. But
you'd be shocked.
hey, my man, I've got a deal.
Networking.
But LinkedIn is a really interesting platform in that a lot of professionals brand themselves on LinkedIn. So if you're looking for the brand manager for Coca-Cola, literally search brand manager Coca-Cola SA, and more often than not, something will pop up and you'll see their name, right? Then go to the Coca-Cola SA website. Go and see what the contact information is. It's a hack, and I hope you're writing it down. See what the contact information, if it says info@coca-cola.sa.org, then brand manager name, and go and try every single variation of an email address that could possibly pop up. So, sibu.mabena@coca-cola.sa.org.
Wow.
Sibu Mabena at coca-cola.sa.org. Sibu or S Mabena at one of them. I'm telling you, you can try 20 variations. Something will be right. And it's the brand managers, it's the team, the custodians at Liberty who, it's something that we, and I was saying it earlier to someone, we take for granted how hard work is, right? And some of the things that seem easy actually can be very hard. And if you don't invest the time in doing it, if you don't invest the time in researching, reading 300 pages worth of a Google search to find the information you're looking for, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to give it to you and hand it to you on a silver platter to say, oh, you're looking for the brand manager of Coca-Cola, here's her phone number. That's not how things work. So it is really up to you to dig deep and find a way to package what you're selling and find the person to sell it to. It's going to take time, but do it.
Maramu Kongara didn't say the phone number, but Viji, I wanted to bring you in on, we speak about music, but I wanted to share the different types of streams that you can make from just music. So people know just like maybe performances, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of streams that you can, whether when you own your masters, how do you monetize that, like stuff like that. So if you could just speak on different ways to actually make money from music or from owning your music.
Perfect. So I think I'm just going to touch on number one. You have to know what royalties are, right? Royalties is something that you earn off the IP, right? Okay, listen, thank you very much. So every contract you go negotiate, you go with your lawyer, you go with anyone, there's a specific royalty that you earn per recording, per stream, right? So that's one way for you to earn that revenue, because you're going to diversify your portfolio, right? Royalties. So there's mechanical royalties, there's artist royalties, there's
What's mechanical royalties?
So now there's mechanical royalties that goes into the copyright side of things, right? Where there's, how, let's say, for example, you've got a publisher, right? And your publisher now can say, cool, this is where we can see your song has been used, etc. It local radio at this particular time. There's collecting societies who go there and will say, cool, we want little time for this. Okay. Also, little time is also another royalty income, you know what I mean? So there's many of them that break it through. So from a publishing point, they've got their own. And also when you look at music as a whole, it's always breaking down to two parts. The master and the copyright. So it's 50-50, right? So from the master point, from the master, I earn my royalty, 10%, 50%, 20%, whatever that I've licensed to a label or Casper, etc. You earn that. Then also as a producer, because I've produced the song. Also, there's a different term for a producer as well that people don't understand. Wow. As a producer, you don't go, pom, 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 I'm a producer. No, it doesn't work that way. A producer is someone who guides the way to say, I want it to sound like this. It needs to go mixing and mastering. It needs to be structured the way you said, Casper, sha, wasn't right. It's sha. You know what I mean? There's people who can guide you towards those things, right? Then also diversifying your portfolio. I'm going to move from royalties away now. Then now you've got your brand deals, right? A brand deal can come through where now, as Sibu speaking, that if my band speaks to a particular brand out there, how do I collaborate with them just to get more income, right? Also, there is merch, e-commerce site. That's how you can also earn money as well. To say, you know what? I've got a brand, guys. Root of Fame is running through. You guys need to purchase it on my website, etc. Get into album. My album name is Solomon, and now there's a gear, Solomon, and that's what it's going to be titled for, specifically for that particular time, right? Then there's also your sync deals. Sync deals is when they use your music on a particular program, or especially nowadays as well, you need to be careful because social media people, especially brands, I'm being serious, where they'll take your song, right, with the influencer. Technically, that is using your rights, Casper, right? Where technically say, I need to pay sync rights to use that song. And by acquiring that for a particular period in time, then you know, okay, now people can get paid. That's when our Casper can go say, you know what, I've got this producer or that beat maker or that songwriter that helped me. I also need to pay them as well.
Sure.
So you spoke about the two, you said mechanical, and what's the other one?
There's mechanical royalties, there's performance rights royalties. Also, I think the performance is the one that even your song plays Moko Konka, they need to pay a specific fee to a collecting society. Because any store anyway, I think remember there was some years where a particular store didn't want to pay one to one for music, which was totally unfair.
We also pay.
Yeah?
We also pay for our stores.
That's good. Thank you very much. You have to pay for because this is how artists make a living. This is how you guys will make a living at the end of the day.
So even just to speak about performance royalties, even when you perform like at your own concert, you're supposed to pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
event,
like
event
for the dome-
promoters have to pay.
Yeah, for the dome, we actually ended up being in court because I was like, it's my songs. They're like,
You earn.
there's other writers, there's other composers. So if you had to make a concert, all the music that is performed on that night, it has to be recorded on a document, submitted, and you have to pay a certain fee to use that music. So if you own a master or you own music, anywhere that it's used, you're supposed to collect royalties from it.
So if we had to bring it back, sorry to cut you off, is that why, like, if I'm playing Casper Nyovest or Beyonce song, it just cuts me off on Instagram? If we had
Yes,
to bring
right
it
now
back?
they have those things in place where if you're an influencer,
Yes,
like
yes.
it's not just a normal person using your song. If you're an influencer and you're getting paid to post content on your social media, then you're supposed to pay for it.
And also, I think it's streaming rights, right? Anything that's over 30 seconds is automatically counts as a stream. So we need to be
Yes,
very cautious of that. That yes, you can use the song, whatever, but if it exceeds 30 seconds, it needs to add up to Casper's reel to say, Casper's song has been streamed
For this long.
for this long. Not this long, but once.
Once, it counts as one stream, which then accumulates to money. Yeah.
And that's why DJ Cleo keeps winning Summers. Because of the streams. Because he's one of the highest streamed artists in the country. You won't see him be as busy as the next artist, but because he's pushing his music on digital platforms,
I think I think his biggest thing is ringtones.
Yeah, ringtones. Yeah.
So what people don't understand as well is like college tunes. One of my biggest checks was from Mosquito. He put me on college tunes with Doc Shebeleza. We did like 2 million college tunes in a week or something like that. So it was crazy. So what happens is even college tunes are calculated to be, I think 90 college tunes is one song.
22.
22, now it's
is one song.
Never push out too much. So 22 college tunes will be calculated as one song, and then 17 of those is calculated as it's equivalent to an album, right?
220 is equivalent to an album. 22 is equivalent to one song.
Okay, yeah. So I'm saying, So I was
You're
saying
right.
like, So that's how I went triple platinum with my first album. It was like,
We see you.
so I think the basics of the conversation today was really just knowledge is power, man. There's a lot of things that you don't know that if you knew, they would,
elevate you.
Ensure that longevity, that
Yeah.
sustainability.
Exactly. So, like, I remember when I announced that my album was triple platinum, we were like, no, you lying, you didn't send. But I knew all this information with college tunes, how you manipulate everything. So it's not only about working hard, it's about working smart.
Yeah.
But if you just go out there and you find the knowledge, you'll be able. Oh, did someone clap for me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's the basics of everything. I hope to meet you guys in future, doing great. I hope you learned something today and you got something. And we will meet at the next one. I think Secure the Bag is not going to be a once-off thing. I enjoyed this personally. Thank you. Just thank you. I hope you get home safe. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.